Hello and welcome to the Sacred Water. I am very excited because today is the first time that I'm recording for this brand new channel. I am a pagan and I am also a Reiki healer and a mystic. I will use any tool at my disposal that I can think of that will help you and everyone else to sort of manage the energies that will be coming towards you, and also cleansing any energies that have stayed behind due to whatever issues that you might have had. My purpose for building this channel is walking on my own spiritual path. I have found that it can be often very hard, rather confusing, and rather lonely at times. So I would like to just create a place where we can build community and help each other out as we go through this path, the complicated path called the spiritual path. So that being said, I welcome any pointers or any questions that might arise along the lines of spirituality, any ideas of what you guys would like to maybe discuss, in any confusion or pretty much anything to do with the spiritual path. I am here to help. I am by no means a guru, but I have been walking this path for a while, and if I'm able to help, I will help, and if not, then I will try to find the best place to find the information to help you out in your journey. And that being said, I thought that we could start out with a general reading for the public to see what kind of energies we're dealing with during the week. And later during the week, I might pop back in and maybe do a Reiki healing that would maybe correspond to this or any other energies that might pop up in the course of the week. So let's start. Let's get a general idea of what is going on for the general public. Please, gods and spirits. Give us a good idea of what the public can expect coming up this week for them. Everybody expect from the energies this week? Oh, we got the first one. The garden and the gate. So it looks like everybody is at the precipice of doing something. So you're at the very beginning of a journey and the end of one. Are you debating whether to go through? That's an interesting question. You've got financial constraints, followed by blossoming abundance. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. This is, I am relieved to see that, actually. There's a lot of threes, 30, 13, and 3. Interesting. Oh. And woman holding a heart. We'll put these energies together in a moment. Let's see how they go together. Okay. And very good. There are 2 chakras that will need to be balanced in order to really take advantage of the positive energies that are coming towards you, and also maybe try to align with the energy that is heading towards you. You've got the 4th chakra, which is the heart chakra, which is ruled by Archangel Raphael. And you've also got the first chakra, which is the root chakra, ruled by Archangel Michael, although ruled probably isn't the best word for it, but that's what's wanting to come out, so we'll deal with that. And this is what your card looks like. So, very interesting. Let's see. So right off the bat, one thing that I do see here is that there are two things going on with the heart chakra and the woman holding the heart. This tells me that a lot of you have been doing a lot of heart-centered healing, and a lot of you are actually ready for a new commitment. So a lot of you are putting yourselves out there in order to meet the right person. You guys are finally have worked on yourselves, and you have integrated a lot of the lessons that you've learned from previous relationships. So that is a good one to continue through whatever means that you have chosen to do so, whether it would be through shadow work or diaries, journaling, seeing a therapist, or even talking with a trusted person that you might have in your life. Those are really good ways of working through any issues that are heart-centered. Another good way of doing that would be to either do some self-healing with Reiki or with crystals. That will help also in transmuting and releasing any issues that might be clinging to your heart chakra. It looks like here that there are two chakras. The foundation chakra is a very important one. It's the one that is the foundation, the root. If this one is not stable, nothing will be stable throughout the whole chakra system. So this is a very important one to have stable. This pertains to a lot of your security. So if there were any issues in previous relationships that had to do with feeling secure and stable, this is saying that either you have been working on it in order to get to the point where you are ready to put yourself out there for a new relationship, or this is something that needs to be worked on this week and the coming weeks after, in order to make sure that everything goes as it should. Which also makes sense with the whole financial aspect, because if you are in financial constraints, this affects your security. So this is something very important to look at. What are your foundational beliefs on it? Are there any beliefs that are actually restraining you or impeding you from getting the abundance that you need? If you put all of this together, however, I do believe that you are already working on this in some aspect, whether it be in the conscious level or subconscious level, because if you look at your first card of the garden and the gate, this tells me that you have walked quite a journey to get to the edge, and you're about to cross the boundary into what is new and unknown. This tells me that you're ready to take that leap. Kind of like the Fool card in tarot, this tells me that you are about there. If you take a look at the other side of the gate, you have butterflies. This leads to thoughts of transformation and transmutation, which means that you have gone through the process of re-evaluating a lot of belief systems and other things that have kept you back, learning from previous relationships and previous lessons, and incorporating those lessons and moving forward. This also tells me that you have been releasing a lot of the negative baggage that you have had with you. So this work has been integral from moving away from past issues with money and abundance of all kind, because it's not just money. There are other types of abundance as well. There is abundance in relationships, abundance in beauty around you. Being able to see beauty also tells me that you are able to move beyond any emotional issues that might be holding you from seeing all of the things that you should be thankful for. Because even if things are really hard, if you are in a state where you have you are grateful for everything that you have, whether it be just for today, you have a roof over your head just today, you have clothing on your back, you have food in your fridge. All of these things will change a lot of the mindsets that a lot of us carry with us, even when they are unconscious. These are things that we have learned from childhood, watching the people around us, family and friends, struggle with different issues in their life. So these are things that we might have incorporated like a little sponge, incorporated as we're growing older, and these are things that we have to move through. It is normal. This happens to everybody, and this is part of the process of being alive and walking the spiritual path, is realizing these things that we might not be aware of that are actually interfering in our lives. So this tells me that you have been working really hard on these things, and you're able to cross that threshold and go into abundance. And not just abundance, but opening yourself up to new connections and new what is it that I'm getting? New potentials of positive experiences in your life. So if you are open of mind and spirit, and you have worked a lot on your issues, you are therefore free, and not to mention protected. As you can see, the heart has sort of like a little armor and a little shield, but it's still open to receive new information, new experiences, new connections to new people. This tells me that you have been working really hard on yourself, and you should be proud. All right, let's see. What else do we need to know, please? For all of those watching, what else do we need to know about the energies coming up this week? What else do we need to know for the energies in the coming week, please? Mountain spirits. Oh, okay. There we go. Yes. 4 of Cups. Sun. There we go. And the 10 of Pentacles. And the 2 of Swords. There we go. And the Queen of Cups. Let's go one more row, please. The Ace of Wands. Just so that you are aware, I only take uprights mostly because it bugs me to have them upside down. It's kind of like trying to read a book upside down. It's just something that bugs me. So I just turn them upright, and if they need to tell me something that is opposite, they will give me a different card for it, like so. So that is the Five of Swords, Knight of Wands and Five of Swords. What else do we need to know? Okay. Oh, very good. The Chariot. Let's see. Okay. Eight of Wands. Five of Cups. Can we get an outcome, please? Okay. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles, the Devil, the Empress, the Knight of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. Very good. And the overall energy will be the Justice. Yes, Justice. In case you didn't see it, there we go. So, overall name of the game is trying to aim for balance. Balance of your energies, balance of your chakras, balance of everything in your life. That is number one. With the approaching solstice of, the equinox, we know that the name of the game is balance. At whatever you want to call it, with springtime coming up, we are halfway between winter and summer. So the name of the game is definitely aiming for balance. Balance, 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 balance. Without balance, we're off kilter and we can't move forward, because if we try to take a step, we will stumble. So that leads us back to the root chakra. Very important, our stability. In order to move forward, we need to have our foundations set properly. Without it, we can't move forward. So here we have a lot of confirmation going on about what we had just seen previous with the oracle cards, especially with the Four of Cups coming right under the Garden and the Gate. There's a lot of similarity between these two. There's a lot of wondering what is beyond that particular barrier, wondering what will happen if we take that leap of faith, going out of the known, what is known, because for some reason we always seem to think that what is known is safe, what is known is secure, and that's not necessarily the case. You're just pretty much trapping yourself, and so you'll go into stagnancy, and then you'll keep going in circles over and over and over again until there is a tower moment in which your spirit guides and the universe will just give you a kick in the butt and saying it's time to move out of these particular constraints that you've given yourself. So it'll be very important to stop wondering and just jump into it. I see here that there is a lot of worry about what you cannot see. A lot of the times you will see the Two of Swords with a lady sitting down, a blindfold on her eyes, and she's unable to see that there are two swords in front of her, that there is a barrier in front of her that she can easily move around. So whatever she's contemplating and looking for is actually in front of her, but she doesn't see it. So therefore, you have to take that leap of faith and go through, especially if you're wanting to move away from all of those things that, those mindsets that are pretty much blocking you forward, blocking you from moving forward. These mindsets can be particularly stubborn to remove, and they can be rather hard to deal with at times, because what comes from it isn't always great. So you have this feeling of, I have to deal with the consequences of these things before I can move forward. But sometimes you just gotta say, you know what, if I don't want to keep repeating this, yes, by all means, do everything that you need you need to do and you have to do. You know, we all have things that are in the to-do list that must be done. But once these are taken care of, take that leap of faith. You have everything that you need. I know I can see here that there has been a lot of conflict. There's a lot of interior talk here. There's a lot of thoughts that are kind of wounding, and this idea that sometimes you must trudge forward, continue doing the same things because you think that this is what must be done, and so you keep doing it and you keep doing it and you keep doing, expecting a different result, because we've all grown up with the idea that if you don't succeed at one particular task, you have to keep doing it and doing it and doing it. At some point, I'm not saying don't, if it's your dream, don't stop. Maybe don't continue doing it in the same way each time. There sometimes can be better success by tweaking and changing things that will still lead you in the direction that you want to go, but just taking up that step into, well, this is not my usual, but let's try it out anyways. And usually that's what succeeds. Sometimes taking the road less traveled is the whole point of what your mission might be. You might actually have to forge a path for yourself in order to succeed and get to where you need to go. So the tried and true method might not be your successful route. You might have to forge a completely new and different route that you can't see right now because it hasn't been made yet. So you would be the pioneer, let's say, in that particular route, because it is the way that you have to go in order to avoid or go around obstacles that that are part of your lessons, learning how to go around these. So it's very important to really break down a situation and figure out, is it because I keep still doing it the same way each time? Maybe a new fresh outlook on it might be the way to go. So this is very important, especially if you've been stuck in a loop or you feel like you've been stagnant. If you have an idea of how to move forward, this tells me that you probably have an idea or an inspiration that has come up, whether in dreams or meditation or downloads or whatever other way. Sometimes inspiration might hit. You never know how spirit is going to communicate with you. So, you know, it'll come to you and it'll resonate how it will resonate. So make sure that you take what resonates and leave what the rest for others to whom it might pertain, that particular message. But it will be important to find a new way forward. This is the only way that you're going to be able to make the wheels start turning finally. So make that choice to forge a new way forward if that's what you need to do. Then you will be able to move forward, and this tells me you'll be able to move forward rather quickly. So you might not be able to see the way. You might be worrying about other things that you've missed, missed opportunities, and things that could have or should have happened. The advice here from Spirit is leave those behind. What is meant to be for you will come to you, whether it's in one way or the other. If one door was closed for that particular opportunity, it'll show up again in a different way. That's why I keep saying, you know, if there is a particular idea that you have that might be a little nutty, but hey, if it's the way forward, trudge on. if this is the new way forward and you're the pioneer and you're the one forging this path, it's important that you take it, because you might actually be the first one leading other people in the same example. Because sometimes the way that we help others is simply by doing things for ourselves. We can inspire others, and others might follow in our footsteps, or they might change it and tweak it to serve them in a better way. So it's important that you take it. If there is a particular idea or an inspiration or something that you've been thinking about, a dream of some sort, take it, move forward with it. Even if it's something different, even if others say, oh, why would you do that? Because it's right for you. And you know deep down what is right for you. So by doing this, I see here that you will be able then to focus on the heart matters. She is all about the heart. She is all about emotions, and she cares very much about all of those things that touch her in her life. So it'll be very important to then focus, once you've dealt with the root chakra, as we were talking about earlier, and everything to do with your foundation and your security, then you can move ahead and deal with your heart chakra and anything to do with the heart matters. By all means, if you work with angels, call them in. If you don't particularly work with angels, or you work with fairies, elementals, spirit guides, or just deity of any kind, feel free to call them in. They can help you. Nobody will interfere in your path. None of your guides, none of your guardian angels, none of them will interfere in your path. If you want and need help, you have to ask for it. So it's very important, once you've dealt with your foundation, your security, then you deal with the heart chakra. Those are the two that are calling out the most in this particular reading and in this particular week, with the energies that are coming forward. So it'll be very important to work with these, because once you do, and all of the other elements are in alignment, there is not only forward momentum, but then you will have achieved balance. And once balance is achieved, you've got the sun, happiness, joy, celebration, and you have also the 10 of Pentacles. So that tells me that if you work on all of these things, especially those two chakras, especially those two particular energies, then you will be able to move forward in order to gain happiness and stability. That's important. Without which, we can't really move forward. We can't really take care of ourselves and take care of others. We need to deal with these things. So, as I mentioned before, there are certain ideas, mindsets that have been weighing you down. These will be very important to deal with, especially this week. There might be triggers coming forward this week that might remind you of issues that you've already dealt with. But all you have to do is remember that you know the lesson and how to incorporate it and actually use it in a way that is beneficial to you. That's all you have to remember, is the lesson, and apply it. That sometimes is easier said than done, I grant you, but you've already been working so hard. You're almost there to balance. You're almost there, so just keep at it. Whatever it is that you're doing, it's working. It might be a little slow, but it's working. Now, if we look at the outcome in this spread, we have The first one that jumps out is the Devil. Now this tells me, especially accompanied by the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Empress, and the Knight of Cups. It tells me that you are working towards liberating yourself from all of these ideas that are weighing you down. All of these ideas that are weighing you down, that are preventing you from moving forward. How? With self-care, with the Empress. Self-care is important. Physical, mental, emotional, so that we can attain balance. By doing that, I see that you will stabilize and be more in your power, and you will be glowing, you will be radiant, you will inspire yourself and others to keep moving forward in this new path that you are forging for yourself. Others will follow. So it is very important to keep that in mind, because sometimes that's all we need to know in order to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and just keep forging ahead, especially if we have to break new ground. Sometimes we just need that little inspiration, that little push saying, I can do this. And this is what's telling me that you know you can. You know you can liberate yourself from the energy that is tying you down. You know already the answer. You just got to remember that you know it, that you have it, that you have learned the lessons, and all you have to do is incorporate it in your daily life and move away from this. I see also that you're going to have, because you've been working so hard, you're going to get a reward. I am guessing towards the end of the week, probably. See, again, butterflies. And what do we speak about here? Butterflies beyond the gate. So all you have to do is take that leap forward. It might be a little scary, because you don't know exactly what's on the other side of that gate. But guess what? You only have good things coming to you. So just take that leap of faith. Remember that you know the answers that you seek. They're deep down inside. Maybe all you have to do is, like this figure in the sun, like Cernunnos, a Celtic god of the sun and the forests. Like him, just sit down and meditate, or go into prayer, or just have some quiet time, or walk in the park. The answer will surface, because the answer is within you already. You already know it. There might be fears and other thought processes that are preventing you from taking that step. Maybe it's not even your opinions. Maybe it's the opinions of others. Just shut those out. It might be that little figure on your shoulder saying, hey, you can't do it. But you know you can. If you have been, like over here, we've been seeing a lot of threes. And that tells me that you probably been seeing a lot of little signs from the universe telling you, yes, you can. Just incorporate the lessons, apply what you have learned, and move forward and break new ground. If that's what you have to do, break new ground, make a new path for yourself because none of the other paths worked for you, do it. You won't regret it. Either way, whatever happens, you won't regret it. Why? Because you'll know that you can do it. You'll be rewarded by taking the path less traveled. Now, let's get a little bit of a date here. Let's take this loosely, however, because things happen in divine timing, but maybe we can start seeing some signs that will tell us when we can start expecting to see some of the changes. We got the Strength card. Let's see. Can we get timing, please? Okay. So we've got the Two of Swords again and the High Priestess, which tells me you're not quite allowed to know yet. There's a lot of other factors still to account for, but they have given me a little bit of a range. So sometime between spring and Leo season. So that's a good stretch of a few months. It can go a little quicker or a little slower depending on how far in your development you are, how far along you are in the path of dealing with a lot of these constraints that you're dealing with. So it will depend a lot on that, but mostly divine timing. I know, I hate it myself too. I would like to know, usually for myself when I do readings for myself or for some other people, I would like to know because, you know, sometimes it could serve as a morale booster. But I can tell you that it's happening soon. We have a little bit of a window, granted, but sometime between now and summer, which is not a bad thing because it means that you're in a progression of development that's actually going up. The roots are starting to wake up with spring, and it'll just shoot through and up and towards the sun. So maybe that's all it really takes, is working with the energies of the season to actually get you to fruition at the end of it. So keep it up, whatever it is that you're doing. To close out, I think we're going to have an oracle card. Let's do these. These are brand new to me, so I haven't used them a whole lot, but seems like a good day to use them today. So, closing out, what further information would you like to give everyone watching? Maybe some advice. Okay, we have friendship, we have fertility, and we have beautiful closure. So, and we'll take the bottom one as well, willpower. Okay, this is lovely actually. Remember how I was speaking about earlier about talking with others? Well, they're telling me very strongly that talking with your friends, talking with your families and loved ones, those that you trust enough with a lot of these issues that you're dealing with, you're going to need them. Community is going to be very important to you. So depend on them, open up to them, and they will return the favor. They're going to be your support in all of this. They're going to be your cheerleaders. They're going to be the ones that are going to help you up anytime you stumble and remind you that you are strong, that you have the power, the willpower to keep going. It's going to be very important that you go with it. It's the thing that's going to help you put one foot in front of the other, especially when you're dealing with all these mental constraints that can be so pesky and persistent. They're hard to get rid of, but it is possible to get rid of. There are many different techniques out there to do, to try and see what works for you. A little bit of research is always good when it comes to these things, but if there are any particular ones that you would like to explore, you would like me to help you explore, then we can do that. Just leave it in the comments below. The next thing is fertility. Now, this is doesn't necessarily have to be fertility of the body. This can be fertility of the mind. So using inspiration will be a good way forward. So a good fertile mind will give you tools to move forward. So using sometimes reading a good book can foster great ideas, peace of mind. So practicing meditation, journaling, and things like that. This will be very good. This will produce the fertile mind that we're going to need moving forward. Art and inspiration. Art can be an inspiration as well. So there's art therapy that could be very helpful. Sometimes using art in itself can be a way to process emotions and thought patterns that might be blocking us. So writing it down, doing music, painting, sketching, walking, meditating, any of these things would be very good moving forward, and it would be a great tool to use to help you heal and transmute all of these thought patterns and fears that are interfering with your development at this point. By doing all of this, of course, we get closure, which is lovely, which means the end of a particular processing that will lead to freeing yourself and releasing all of these things that no longer serve you. This is going to bring closure. And that is a wonderful thing, because it will allow you to have a clean slate, still having the lessons learned, and these are tools, but it gives you a clean slate to move from. It'll be part of your foundation to move forward. So you have closed one chapter of your life, and you're moving forward onto the next, so that you can take that leap of faith with a strong foundation. So that's what I have for you today. Seeing this tells me that there might be a little bit of a need for balancing of the chakras and cleansing of energy. So that might be the next video, but it will depend on what I am guided to do. But it seems to me that it might be a good idea to put a video for you guys that will help you with that. So if you guys have any questions or any ideas of any particular subjects that you would like to explore with me, like I said, leave them down in the comments. I am always open to suggestions, and we will continue to do readings, and there will be healing sessions coming up, and whatever else I'm guided to bring to the table, I shall do so. So please, if you resonate with me and the energies and that I put forth, and the messages, the way I read, or even bring healing tools to you, please consider subscribing and trying to build this community. Leave a thumbs up and leave comments. It would be fantastic if we can build a community together that bolsters each other and helps each other out in this rather difficult but amazing and beautiful path that is the spiritual path. So thank you for joining me on this first video. It might be a little rough around the edges because I haven't done this before, so please be kind in the comments. I know that it can be a little bit hard sometimes being in front of the camera. But please like and subscribe, leave a message down in the comments, and yeah, thank you for having joined me today. And this is the first episode of the Healing Waters, and blessed be.